Hey everybody, real quick. I just want to talk about the weaponization of empathy. Okay. When it comes to being an empath, I know this very well, unfortunately, but hey, it is what it is. I want to talk about the weaponization of empathy because in our society today, people often wonder why people aren't more empathetic or it's hard for them to find empathy. That's because a lot of people who do have the capability of being empathetic, and people who do have empathy are often weaponized in that gift, right? They're weaponized because they're weaponized on two spectrums. Okay, now the first reason why they'll be weaponized when you have empathy is because those who understand psychology and they understand how the mind works and they understand, the wants and the needs of people. They understand that empathetic people will not only hear you and understand you to help you feel seen and needed, but they will also try to implement ways and put themselves in your situation to help you out. Okay, and people who are intelligent enough and intelligent in human emotions and are in the space of lack, because everybody don't do this, okay, but only if you're in the space of lack, like you're in the space of you being in survival mode. You're in the space of lack because you don't have anything, so your object of attraction or your object of being in someone's life isn't coming from a genuine space. It's coming from you having an agenda, and the agenda is usually like, they have something that I need, they have something that I want, I know where I can place them in my life. If I had them in my life, I can place them here and I can place them there, right? So when it comes to an empathetic person is weaponized because of that, because then people would tend to tell the empathetic person, what's going on or what they need or what they have going on in their life, and that empathetic person would then try to make things better for them, right? And on the other hand, how an empathetic person gets weaponized in those situations is, what people have to understand when it comes to empathy is not just something that you can turn on, right? Like, you can learn how to use it, you can learn how to guide it, you can learn the tools that you need to protect yourself in that space. But an empathetic person is going to feel strongly. It's going to feel strongly in all areas. It's not just based on how you want this empathetic person to implement the empathy in certain situations, right? So with that being said, the empathetic person has a strong sense of intuition, right? The empathetic person has a strong sense of energy. The empathetic person has a strong sense of emotions. And at that time, when the empathetic person is coming towards the person who had the quote-unquote agenda in a relationship, the empathetic person becomes a victim, because now their empathy is weaponized against them, because whoever wanted the empathy in the first place, whoever gravitated towards the empathetic person in the first place, are now mad at the empathetic person because they can't turn their empathy off, right? They can't stop feeling, like they can't stop experiencing what this other person is experiencing, or they can't help being that energetic source or field in that relationship, which that was the key ingredient to the relationship in the first place, right? So that's how empathetic people become weaponized in those situations. because people who use empathetic people, or people who gravitate towards empathetic people because of the sense of lack, or even because they're quote unquote greedy and they want to have things their way, they only want to use the empathetic person how they think the empathy should be used in their life, in their surroundings, what would be beneficial for them. But when you're an empathetic person, you're gonna feel a lot of shit. You're gonna feel a lot of shit. You're gonna feel a lot of shit that you don't like. You're gonna feel a lot of shit that's painful. You're gonna feel a lot of stuff where you're gonna gravitate to. You're gonna try to assist. You're gonna try to help. You're gonna feel the things that the other people don't want you to feel, because you have the gift of empathy. You're not actually knowing that these things are taking place. You're actually putting your emotions and putting your heart and putting your whole being in this situation in order to assist people in a particular space in life, right? But when they don't like that because of whatever reason, or when you start calling out things that they would like to be hidden, then that empathy becomes a problem. So this is to my empathetic people, to my empaths, to my highly intuitives, my highly sensitive people. It's okay to be empathetic. It's okay to have empathy, but understand and have discernment on where you use your gift, because it is a gift. It just becomes weaponized because people can't utilize the gift the way that they would like to utilize the gift. But when it comes to a gift like that, you can't put a type of gift like that in a box and say, hey, I just want you to be this way. I want you to use this empathy in this way, and don't use it to help me. Don't use it to help me when there's things that I'm ignoring about myself. I don't want you to use it for that, okay? I don't want you to use it for that when something is off and I'm telling you that nothing's off, but you can sense something's off, because that's going to make me upset because I don't even fucking want to talk about that. That's not how you use empathy. So a lot of people will refrain from being empathetic because of those reasons. A lot of people will refrain from being empathetic because people who will utilize empathy in that fashion and in that way will turn against the same people that they were banging, like they were running to, like they were gravitating to at one point. So I just wanted to touch on that, because I know they talk about healing and this place needs a lot of love, but people have to understand it has been a lot of love being spread amongst society, around people, in relationships and families and homes. But within that love, within that empathy, within that healing, it's always weaponized. It has always been taken for granted, for personal use, for personal gain, not for the betterment of environment, not for the betterment of my family, not for the betterment of my community, not for to uplift the things that's happening around me. It has always been used, well, not 8 times out of 10 it's been used selfishly. And if you selfishly use love, if you selfishly use empathy, you're not getting the full gift. You're not getting the full experience of how that can change someone, how that can change the world, how can that change your family setting, how that can change, your community, okay? And I just wanted to touch on that. That came across my heart. And I hope it helped you guys a little bit. And talk to you soon. Bye.